So like I told you guys, from time to time, I'm going to be making these classroom connection videos to show how you can use what we're learning and apply it in the elementary or middle or even high school classroom. What I'm about to show you is probably most appropriate for elementary school, but it could certainly be expanded to the upper levels. So most of the videos, the classroom connection videos, are going to be about how to use manipulatives. We're going to focus a lot on manipulatives in this course because they're an incredibly powerful tool, especially with young kids. They're hands-on, they're interactive, and they get the kids not only thinking about the math, but actually physically working with the math, which is huge. Like I said, right, people learn best when they're presented with information using multiple modalities. So seeing it, hearing it, watching it, playing with it, okay, reading about it. The more modalities you can sort of expose them to, the better they're going to learn it. So we have this powerful, powerful visual interactive tool in manipulatives. So let's talk about the problem that we saw in our guess and check video, okay? I'm going to go back to that original example. Let's say you are working with a student, a young student, and you had them guess and check and they got the answer. Now let's say you're on that fourth principle of Polya's principles where you look back and sort of review your thinking and analyze your thinking and see if you could have done it in a better way. And you're trying to help them see that relationship between the big circles, the sum of the big circles and the sum of the smaller circles, right? How like we discovered, the sum of the big circles is twice as much as the sum of the smaller circles, and why could that be? So let's talk about how we can use Unifix cubes to sort of show them that relationship visually. So I just have the circles redrawn here so that they're bigger. And if I were doing this with a student, I might even have like laminated circle cutouts. And that way I could just write the numbers right with whiteboard markers, dry erase markers right on the laminated circles. And I would have them in different colors. And of course, there'd be the big blue circles and the small pink circles. And then I'd grab some Unifix cubes and I'd have the numbers written just the way I do here on each circle. But then I'd start using Unifix cubes and I'd put those next to each number. So next to the number 1, I'd put one little Unifix cube. Next to number 5, I'd put a stack of 5. And next to number 10, I'd put a stack of 10. And I'd make sure they were in different colors just to make it a little bit more visual. So I'd use one color for the 1, one color for each of the cubes in the 5, and one color for each of the cubes in the 10, just the way I did here. I have my red 1s, my yellow 5s, and my purple 10s, okay? And then we'd start talking about, okay, well, let's look at that top circle, that big blue circle. How do we get 6? Oh, yeah, we added 1 and 5. So we add 1 Unifix cube and 5 Unifix cubes. Okay. And I'd have the student, sort of put that up, or I might even model it myself if it were the first time for the first circle. And then for the second circle, I'd look at that number 11, that big blue circle with the 11. I'd say, okay, well, how did we get 11? And this time I might have the student place one red Unifix cube and then a purple stack of 10. Okay. All right, great. So we can see that. All right, now let's look at the last circle, and I just have the student go ahead and do it and place those cubes in there. And then I would say, okay, do you notice anything about what we see in the big blue circles and what we see in the little pink circles? And now, you guys, it's very clear. And they might not see it at first, and that's okay. You can ask them questions to get there. But now it's much more clear, and you can see that in these big blue circles, we've used the red circle twice, the red Unifix cube twice, the red one. We've used the purple 10 twice, and we've used the yellow 5 twice. So it's a really clear visual way to sort of show them that relationship. Okay, so just a way to use manipulatives that's really powerful and visual and gets the student moving and interacting and shows them this mathematical relationship really clearly.